Hello guys and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's a girl Naseko Paps and today I'm doing some gardening, adding some vegetables to my garden and even applying manure. As you can see in this video, I'm carrying manure. Actually, it's not that heavy. You can see it's in a gunia. Ni manure ya mbuzi, goat manure, and I was so surprised that manure is so cheap here. I don't know, maybe some of you might tell me that it's not cheap, because I remember there was a time in Nairobi I bought this manure and it was about 1400 Kenya shillings, and you'll be surprised that this manure I bought at 500 Kenya shillings, and when I compare with the one I had bought in Nairobi, this one is more better. If by saying that it's more better, ni imeiva vizuri. You know, there is this thing that manure ikiva vizuri nasikianga inakuanga imeachana, so you can see it's powdery, imeiva, it's well iko sawa kabisa. Unaona hadi nikifanya hivi it's particles, but the one I had bought in Nairobi haikuwa hivi, ilikuwa imeshikana. It's like haikuwa imekaa for long, and as I was doing my research, I was seeing that if you apply manure, it should have stayed for at least 3 to 4 months ndio iko imeiva. I want to apply this manure on my vegetables. I have some that I have to add, and even in my grass. You know, my grass needs manure. As you can see, my kitchen garden right now, I know it's not big, but at least it feeds us, and that's why I'm at least planning to maintain it kidogo, you know, because this is where it all starts. Because if I don't do this, I'll have to go back to the market and start buying these kind of things again, but I don't want that, because you see the sukuma wikis that ziko hapo kando, the taller one, they have been feeding us from January till now. That's why I'm adding others. Unaona uto tushimo, we have other sukuma wiki zenye they are growing, and I'm sure in like a month or two I'll be having some skumas to eat and all that. And I was thinking as I was gardening that sometimes have you ever looked at your life and felt like you are working so hard but seeing very little progress? And a few years ago, that feeling used to frustrating me. Imagine working so hard, you see little progress, other people see as if you are doing nothing, and for us humans, it reaches a point that you want the result immediately. And that is also me some months back while planting the vegetables that we are eating now. I wanted those results immediately. You think that you want things to grow quickly, and you know it's so hard for things to grow quickly. So in your mind and in your heart, you want those things to grow quickly so that at least you can show effort. People can start seeing your effort, people can start seeing what you've been doing and all that. But standing in this garden taught me something that I never expected, that things that matter most in life grow slowly. I know that you said weird, because if you rush thing, I think it will not even work for you. So as today I'm spending the day taking care of my garden, and I said planting spinach and adding some manure I'm even caring for my fruit trees. I'll be at least digging some holes zimefunikwa sana, and I'll also plant some capsicum. You know, the other capsicums that we were used to eating zimeisha, so I want to plant others, and then even give attention at least to my grass. I've been watering it for so long, and it has started crawling kutamba, and I think that it's time I add manure to them. And I would say that this is not about my gardening video. I think it's also tell a story about growth, patience, failure, and more of the lesson that I've learned or trying to build something one day at a time, because when I started gardening, I thought that it would be easy. And I know most of us out here usually think that gardening is easy. You just plant and all that. And it's not that easy. As you can also see, hiyo manure venye inatoa hiyo vumbi. I've usually felt as if mapua yangu imefungwa na vumbi ya hiyo manure. Yani unaiweka inatoa tu vumbi, you feel like it's being clogged kwa your nose and all that. So it's not easy gardening, and I know most of us usually think. When I came to the village from Nairobi, I was like, I'll start growing my own food, I'll start gardening, I'll never buy anything. I was like, I think I'll plant something, and then it will be easy and it will grow. You plant a seed. I had so many seedlings, cucumber seedlings, although I'm glad those ones grew and we ate them. I had onion seedlings, spinach seedlings, which you saw me plant, and they badly backfired. Which other seedlings? I had watermelon seedlings. I planted them, and then they were eaten by birds. This is the time I'm trying also to plant them again. I never knew that birds zinakulanga hizo leaves za watermelon immediately they grew. So that's a lesson also I learned. I had also spring onion seeds. Those are zenye zimenisumbua. So I had so many seeds, and in my mind I was like, I was just supposed to plant the seed, water it, and then wait. And it looked so simple, right? And I was like, that's what's supposed to happen. In like 2-3 months, I'll be having all these vegetables, all these fruits, and all that. And it's not exactly that. That's not what happened, because some seedlings at that point died. Actually, I planted a whole bed of seedlings, and most of them dies. And the others that survived, some grew. And I remember there came this rainy season that just the seedlings immediately zilitokea, they were carried away by the water, because sikuwa na a plan of how I should plant them, and I had not done my research so well that ningesema ati maybe the onion seedlings need to be in a bed and maybe some should be there. So some were carried by the rainy water, others were attacked by pests. Oh my god, pests has been the most terrorizing thing that has been happening to my plants. And I want to grow as more organic food as possible, and I've been doing some research, and I've seen I can intercrop some crops. I can start by maybe planting this marigold. I've seen a lot of recommendations on marigold. It prevents some pest and all that. And also in pest we have aphids. Aphids have been terrorizing my sukuma wiki. I don't know how to deal with that. I have a lot of aphids. I keep on spraying them, and remember, I don't want to spray so much pesticides in my crops. And then we have worms. it's the season of maize here in the village, and we have a lot of worms. When the maize grow, they start being eaten by worms, and immediately kwa fence yangu we have maize from my neighbor's place, so I think those worms are coming to my place, zinakula the sukuma wiki and all that, and imekuwa so hard. So the seedlings that unaona I'm planting right now, it's the capsicum hoho seedlings. I got only 8, but I'm planning on adding others and all that. And as I said on my last video, the last plant I planted nilikuwa nimechimbia mtaro, and I realized that does not work well. Kuchimbia shimo, it's the best way because it holds more water, even mulching become more easy and all that, because the rest of the sukuma wiki that I had planted, maji unamwaga inaenda to the terraces were filled by water and all that, so zinaenda. And as I'm planting, actually I dragged my husband into this. He is the one recording and he hates recording, so alikuwa ananicheka telling me that I'm not careful with them. You see the capsicum that broke, he is saying that I'm terrorizing them, and they are so small. So as I was saying, pest has been terrorizing my plant, and some gave me a harvest, and like the capsicum that I had before gave me more harvest than I even expected, and there was the moment when I questioned whether all the work was worth it. You do all that work, you prepare everything, you do exactly what the instructions are saying on those seedlings, and you are like, it's not working. So you start questioning yourself. What? Okay. Wait, I'm coming. Don't throw them away. Okay, go and put them there, and then I'll take them. I will show you how to use them. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So guys, my son was just here. He is the one who interrupted. I'm sorry for that. And so I was talking about how I started questioning whether all that work was worth it, but I think looking back now, I realize those struggles were preparing me for something bigger. I know, because you struggle so much in gardening. Gardening is not easy. As you can see on this bed, I had planted spinach seedlings. I'll not lie, but the spinach that you are seeing there, and actually I saw that these ones are called Swiss chard, but here we call them spinach. I don't know, but the Swiss chard that you are seeing are not the seedlings that I planted. I think I even made the video on me planting the seedlings, the seeds but all of them backfired. None of them germinated and all that, so I had to buy seedlings from the local market here and then plant. So those were the ones I tried planting, and then I saw that they are working, and that's why I decided to add some more. As you can see, I'm making some holes with my panga there so that I can add more seedlings, and maybe also the ones I planted did not have some manure, so that's why I want also to add some manure in them. So as I was saying, gardening sometimes prepare you for something bigger, because gardening, if you think about it, is more like life. In life, nothing grows perfectly and nothing works as you plan. There is one thing in planning: executing the plan and then the plan working. Those are one thing, but 3 different challenges. You have to have the plan, work for the plan, and then with the plan work. And it's like the way nothing will grow perfectly in gardening, and nothing grows without challenges. As I said, I had a lot of challenges, and please comment down below, how can I fight pests? Mostly pests and aphids, and aphids are the worst. They are the ones that are terrorizing me the most. So I think you can suggest for me how I can deal with that. And I think valuable comes with consistency. Nothing valuable comes without consistency. You have to be consistent, because if I had given up, I actually thought I could not plant spinach, and I planted spinach and they grew. So that's what I would say. You can see I'm adding some manure so that I can plant other spinach. And I was told that when you are planting spinach, you have to, if you don't have manure, you can add later, but you water the grounds. So that was I wanted to do next, and the manure. And you can see the way this manure is fine and it's so cheap. So I'm actually wondering why people don't buy it, because 500 for a gunia of manure, I think for me it's cheap. Maybe it's me, but I think you can tell me how much manure costs in your area, or do you make manure yourself? Because sometimes I've seen people here in the village making manure for themselves, where you dig a pit hole, you add some all the other things that are supposed to make manure and all that, and it will take so much time. I don't know whether it's me. For me, I think I prefer paying for convenience, because let's say that I've planted this spinach. Will I wait for my manure to be ready at 3 or 4 months so that I can add? I think it's convenience. You can make your own manure, but for convenience and all that, buying that manure is not that expensive and all that. So as I was adding the spinach to the garden, I was reminded of how small beginnings can be. You know, a spinach seed doesn't look impressive. Actually, I never thought a spinach seed looked like that, and most people would usually overlook it. And as I said, these are called chard. So Swiss chard, it's not actually spinach. So most people overlook it, but if it is given enough time, it becomes something. You see, when I was planting them, they usually looked drolled, ni kama zinakauka and all that, and ukiziangalia, you are like, will they survive? Even the one that I'm about to plant, you will see zinakaa ni kama haziwezi amka, and they carry there and they start looking healthy. I think after 3 to 4 days, you start seeing them being lively, because zinakaanga zimelalala and all that. So zinakaanga as if it will not work. But imagine starting having that start point where you start planting them and then you see them, you know, it gives somebody so much satisfaction. Planting something, see it work. I will not lie, actually I usually look at them every day, and noting the changes makes me so happy. It's like creating something new. It's like growing a new life. I don't know how I can experience the feeling. You wake up every day and you see, wow, zimeanza kumea, zimeanza kutoa new leaf and all that. You feel so good, and you feel like you can add more and more. And that's how I started getting these people who experiment in planting things. You plant something and then it start working, and then you are like, maybe I can plant something else, and then you see it has started working. It's like you are giving birth to new life, and it's so satisfying. And I know people will say that it's weird, but I'm eager to experiment with more and more plants. And you can see I started planting, and then I realized I had not added some water. As I said, I was advised that when you are planting spinach, you need at least to wet the ground first. And unaona venye hizo spinach zinakaa, they don't look healthy, honestly. To be honest, they don't look healthy. They look as if zime tapaka. And then that's why I decided to add some water. This is my fish pod, by the way. And did I tell you that my fish pod, my fish has given birth? I started with 26 fish, and then I think most of them have given birth, and I'm sure I have more than 200 fish right now. I want to give them away actually, because the area is so small, it cannot hold all of them, and the fish that I'm rearing is not for business, and for business I mean for selling. It's just for our family to consume, and I feel that a lot of the fish and the fish pod is so small, and I don't want to expand this fish pod. That actually enough for us. So the fingerlings are a lot, they are feeding a lot, and but then do you know that fish pod water is the one I use to water my plants? It's rich in is it nitrogen or something? I had read about it someday, but I think you can do more research on it and find out what the fish pond, what I think it's nitrogen or something. So that's what mostly I use. You see, it's not the good thing of having your own farm is nothing goes to waste. Even when I drain the water, I sometimes use it to water my grass and all that. So that's why I'm saying I feel like I need to experiment more in plants. It's so satisfying, see them grow, seeing them every day, and it's weird because it reminds me of life, because with life, if you give your plan enough time, it becomes something and you can see the result. That's the same thing that happen in our lives, the small habits that we ignore, and we ignore a lot of habits that we have. It's like this thing that we say, if you start waking up, your body will adjust, and you start waking up the same time every day without even an alarm. You see, there are these small habits that we ignore in life, the small efforts nobody sees. And I believe that most people in life have put a lot of effort, small efforts, the small things that you do every day that nobody sees. Your friends cannot see them, your neighbors cannot see them, but it's the effort, the small things that you do during your day to improve maybe your life, to improve your career, to improve something you want to do, or even to acquire knowledge. And this tiny improvement we make every day can be make a big difference in future, and those are often the things that create the biggest result. As I said earlier, most of us expect to get results immediately. You want to see whatever you have worked for has worked immediately, but I don't think even life works that way. You have to give it time. You have to take your time, and know that nothing can show result without challenges. You can't see the results overnight unless you are a thief. You steal overnight and then you have the result you wanted, and you usually have the challenge and everything, but eventually everything works out for the best and all that. And I would say that one of the biggest problem many of us face today is impatience. For us, I would say, for us young people, we are so impatient in life. We live in a world where everything feels instant. You want instant messages, instant result, because you have seen your friend is doing like this, and this is affecting most of the young people. Instant food, instant entertainment. You want everything to be instant, and we also expect naturally success to be instant, but life doesn't work that way. You can't just get life just like that. You have to give it time, you have to work for it, and sometimes it's like we plant seeds and see nothing for weeks. Sometimes you work hand and nobody notices. You don't expect anybody to notice what you are doing, and I actually feel good when people don't notice my effort or notice what I'm doing, because when they don't do, that's the time I have a chance to try, make mistakes, and also correct my mistakes. It's so hard for you to correct something while people are watching your progress, but you feel this confidence because already nobody knows that you are doing something. Nobody knows you are trying these things, so that's your chance as a person to start again, retrace your steps, and actually know what you did wrong, what you could have done right, because nobody is watching. And I say, if nobody is watching, that is the time you start correcting what you are doing. And I feel that sometimes you pray and hope and keep moving forward without seeing any result, and that's why many people quit, because you don't see the result, not because that you failed, but I feel that people quit because they stopped too soon. It's like this cucumber I'm giving manure right now. I felt like it was time to quit. It was time to do away with it because it's not doing anything. But I told myself, why do I quit? Why do I need to give away its growth and all that? So I added it some manure. Those two seedlings actually are the cucumber seedlings that had remained, and I planted them. And I thought that let me give them manure to see whether they will improve or not. So life is just about that. And as I was planting those spinach, I was reminded of a time when I wanted to start something new, but I felt completely unprepared. As you see me laughing, by the way, we were just talking with my husband, irrelevant stories that I cannot put here, and some of them are just funny, that way you can see me laughing. So as I was saying, I felt that I was not completely unprepared. A few years ago, I kept waiting for the perfect moment. I thought there would be a perfect opportunity and maybe a perfect amount of money, and maybe you should have a perfect plan. And this thing that I wasn't to do is to build the houses. In a process of building my house, and I felt like I need a certain amount of money so that I can at least build a house. And as time went, I was like, I think I'm wasting time. I need to start, because there is no perfect time, there is no amount of money, there is no perfect plan, as I said in my last video. And if you have not watch that video, please go and watch it. In my last video, I said that sometimes just have the plan. You have the plan, and then you adjust it as you go, because you cannot even know the fault or the problems some of your plans might have if you're not started on it. So that way I started telling people, just have a plan, notice the common problem or mistake that you may have, and then go on adjusting. And I think that's what I'm doing right now, because I don't think there'll ever come a perfect moment. A perfect moment never come. You just spend a month thinking instead of doing or taking action, and time is money. You waste a lot of time, you waste a lot of time when you are strong, when you are energetic, and then one day you realize something, that the people who succeed aren't always the most talented. They are often just the people who start before they felt ready. You don't have to feel ready. You see, even if you see people succeeding, they have failed. Most people succeed because of failure. They tried one thing, did not work, tried another one, did not work, and then they tried one thing that worked maybe 40% of the time, and then they perfected what was working. So you just don't wait at it to be ready. Let me tell you, there is no time you will be ready. You will start feeling as if every time you feel as if you are ready, something tells you no. What if this goes wrong? And I usually tell people, just try. You see, like these kuma wikis, I planted them without manure, and you see, they tried to survive by themselves, and then I started adding them manure. You can see even these maize. You remember when I planted these maize, I also planted them without some manure, and they tried to survive by themselves until at least I have now also boosting them with manure. You remember today I told you that I'm taking care, not actually taking care of my garden, but at least improving the situation. I'd say this is improving the situation because in my mind I have a better plan. I know a garden I would like, my dream garden, but you see what I'm saying? You plan and then you go along. Because I don't have the power to have that garden right now, I just start with what I have, and so far it's working. Because even when I'm building my dream garden, or the garden I would like in my compound, at least I'll have a lot of experience with whatever I'm planting. I know what works best with what works best with seedlings, with seeds, and all that. I will have a lot of experience with even controlling pests and all that. So you just start with what you have and all that, because if you don't start, you just all their time is running out and you not even have learned anything, no lesson you have learned, and all that. So it's like things don't look that impressive as you start, but if today someone walked by, they might not even notice what I've planted. You see, when the seedlings are so small, nobody notices, but that's how most good things begin. They begin when they are small, they are noticed and almost invisible, because everybody will see these kuma wikis and they see hata hazija grow, they will see hazija grow, hata haziwezi kusaidia, but you see those they don't notice the growth every day. But to me, in like a month, I'll be having my own skuma wikis. When people are running to the shop or to the market, nearest market, to buy some vegetables, I'll be having my own vegetables, and I'll be happy to say for the last, I think, 6 months, from January till now, 6 months and some weeks, I've not bought vegetables in the market. I've been feeding on my own vegetables, and that's why I'm saying don't quit, because the problem is that many people quit because the beginning looks too small. Even if it's that project you are starting, you want to start something new, don't quit. Yes, you want to, okay, I'm coming, go ahead, tell daddy. Yes, okay. Yeah, I'm coming. So that's why I'm saying, I was saying, if sorry, I keep on being interrupted by my son. So if someone walked by today, they might not even notice what I've planted, and the solution is learning that to respect small beginnings. And most of us don't respect small beginnings, because small beginnings eventually create big result. And honestly, I'm glad I stopped waiting for the perfect condition, because nothing in life grows perfectly. Even gardens, they don't grow perfectly. You see, my garden right now doesn't look perfect, but at least it's giving me something every day. I'm saying small beginnings eventually create big result. And I was saying even business, they don't grow perfectly. Even dreams, even people, they don't grow perfectly. You have to work on them. As you can see, even hizi mahindi zangu zinakaa zinalemewa lemewa kidogo, but what do I say, you keep going on and all that. And it's so easy to adjust your plan. And the most funny things that adding this manure around these plants, it's funny because it reminds me of one of the hardest years of my life, and the time everything felt like it was going wrong. Plants are failing. Have you ever had this time that all the plans that you have are failing? The things I expected to work did not work. I know all of us have had those times. You have plans, you think these plans will work. You have things that you're expecting to work, but they did not work. And I felt frustrated, and most people of us do, because I couldn't understand why things weren't happening the way I wanted. And that's something that most of us don't. You don't understand why things don't work out your way. And looking back now, that difficult season taught me a lesson that success could never. In difficult moments is when they teach you about patience, they teach you about humility, they teach you how to adapt. Like right now, I would say living in an unfinished house, it's difficult. It's not easy. There are a lot of challenges that comes with all this, but they also teach you to adapt. I can honestly say that I'm more comfortable right now than before. From the eyes of someone who is looking at me from the outside, they would say that I'm not comfortable or peaceful, but I would say that this is the moment that have been more comfortable and peaceful in my life. Why? Because this is the moment that some of my plans that I felt did not work are working. I know it will look weird. Somebody might see my house tour right now and say that things are not happening. But for me, this is a plan that I had planned years before. And finally, after years, it has started working. So they teach you how to adapt. And just like this manure in the garden, the things I wanted to get rid of ended up helping me grow. And when you are going through a difficult season, it's easy to think your life is falling apart. And sometimes it's actually being prepared for something better. Because if you fall apart, that's when you start planning. That's when you start tracing your steps back and think, what could I have done different? What could I have done for this plan to work? And the problem is that pain really makes sense when you experiencing it. It does not make sense. And the solution is trusting that growth can come from uncomfortable situation. And today, I would say those same struggles have become stories I can share and lessons I can use. And every time I work in the garden, I'm reminded that even the messy things have a purpose. You see, like this manure, let me tell you, to be honest, this manure smelled, ilikuwa inanuka vibaya, but you see, it has a purpose. When I give it to my plants and all that, itaisaidia kugrow. It will give it the nutrients that it needs to grow, and finally I'll have my result. So as you can see right now, I'm putting more manure so that I can go and put it in my other fruit plants. I don't know whether most of you have watched some of my videos and seen that I've planted some fruit plants. Some died and some of them did not work. Some of them keep seems as if they have stunted growth. Remember, this is the first time I'm planting these plants, so for me, I'm not even sure whether it's working or not. I'm just experimenting, and that's the good thing of experimenting. When people don't think you are doing something, you can correct your mistakes. That's where you learn and all that. So I'm fetching more manure so that I can go and put them in my fruit plant, and I will be honest, hizo fruit plant hazikai vizuri. Most of them shimo nilikuwa nimechimbia zilifunikwa na maji. You remember, if you have been following me, I had planted them kukua the rainy season, and my compound it's not that good right now ati ku drain maji, so most of the holes, hizo mashimo zenye nilikuwa nimeeka ilibidi zilifunikwa na maji. And I think, as I said, today I'm taking care of my plant, so that's what I'm going to do. You can see like this seedling, hii ni seedless orange. Unaona shimo yake imefunikwa, and this orange, I don't know, I feel as if it's not growing, it's just there, it's stunted. I don't know the best word to use. Sijui what's the problem with it, but hopefully as I feed it with manure, I think it will grow, because I don't know what's the problem with this. You see, I even have blackjack. Sindio niliwaambia, things are not simple. You just have to work on them. So first thing first, lazima nizitolee mchanga. So inabidi at least nizichimbie tushimo, so that even when I'm watering them, they can hold some water, and I think it will work. I'm not sure. I think I'll have to keep on checking on it and giving you some updates of what will happen with it, because it's concerning me a lot. And these fruits, they teach me a lot about life. The fruit trees teach me that something that changed the way I look at life. The first time I planted a fruit tree, actually it was this one, and I was so excited. I was imagining in some months I'll be having a basket of fruit. You even imagine the harvest that you'll have. Imagine the result and how people will also see the compound. You see, when you enter a compound with fruit trees, there is this aura it gives you. It looks nice, lively. You have fresh fruits in your garden. You know the harvest. You tell somebody just pick one. Actually, that's my dream with fruit trees. It's like I have these I don't know, it's a dream, a vision, or what. When people visit me and they are seated, you see, I've even planted grass. By the way, that's my Arabic grass. So I have this vision when we are seated on the grass. Maybe I have visitors or even my kids, we are playing, and then you see a ripe orange or apple, and then you tell them just go pick one, wash it, the tap is there outside, and just eat. Imagine, fresh from the garden, immediately from the garden to their stomach. I usually have this vision and all that. And as months went by, and I still see nothing, and I keep on thinking, is this tree ever grow? Like this one is grape tree. Honestly, it doesn't look as if it will give me something. I'm not sure about that. That's why I'm feeding them manure, and I'll feed them a lot of water so that I can see will it grow, will it give me anything. And the funny thing is that while I was looking for the fruit, maybe the trees are busy growing roots. You cannot know. I'm expecting them to give me fruit, but how will they give me fruits without giving me growing roots? They have to feed for themselves. For me, maybe I see them storing and all that, but maybe, and I'm just saying maybe, they are just growing roots. And I think that's what exactly happen in life. Many of us want fruit before roots. For the young people, they want just the fruit. You want that a big house, you want that successful life, that big car, an iPhone. Most of the young people nowadays, seen them being obsessed with an iPhone. You just want fruit, to see the fruit, but you don't have the roots. You have to have the roots. We want success before preparation. You can't have what you want before you prepare, before you form the roots for the success you want, and before you see the fruits. You can't see the fruits without the roots of those fruits. And we want result before growth. You can't have a good result without growing. It's like this fruit. I don't expect them to grow or to feed me something without me preparing them, without them growing. You can see, even this is another grapefruit. How do I expect it to give me grapes? Yes, I don't feed it to grow. It doesn't have the roots. The roots are everything. You have to form the root to be strong, to hold yourself, to feed. And I'm here expecting them to give me fruit that I've abandoned them for real. Surely, look at that plant. Ata haina maji, I'll be honest. Those holes are dry because every time I give them water, it just run away. So I have to prepare them for growth. I have to work for them. And I would say nature doesn't work that way. The problem is that we often judge progress by what we can see. And the solution is understanding that some of the most important growth happens where nobody can see it. You see, for me, I look at this fruit every day. I don't see any growth, but maybe they are growing their roots. You see, the roots are under the soil, so I can't really see that growth. I just see growth when I see maybe a leaf or two and all that. And I don't give it time. The root always come before the fruit. And that's why even in life, you should have root first. Have the roots of what you want to do. Build your success. And then people will start seeing the fruits. And I think that's where most of us forget, and I think that's a lesson most of us should learn. We should learn first to grow roots. We should not expect to have fruits without growing our roots. And I tell some things that sometimes even plants don't work because they were never meant to be. For example, when I was planting these trees, you see this one is tree tomato. I had 3 tree tomatoes and only one survived. I would say natural selection, or maybe there is an element of natural selection and there is this thing, I abandoned them. So I think this was the strongest one to survive. Now imagine if I take care of the strongest one, what would happen? I think it will do such a good thing. You see, it is survived even in hard situation like this tree tomato. I'm telling you, it has survived, and you can see even its ground is dry. So imagine if I start taking care of it. And I know sometime back I'll come here and show you it fruiting. Hopefully it will not die, because you never know, maybe I think I'm doing the right thing for it, and then I mess up somewhere and all that, and then it dies. But I think let us hope that it will not die. Let us hope. Hopefully it will not die. But yeah, I think that's life. It has difficult seasons. It has disappointment. Most of us get disappointed. It has mistakes, setbacks, and I think that those experiences often become the fertilizer for our future growth. And the things we wish never happened can sometimes become the very things that make us stronger. And at times it might feel painful, but later we realize they were helping us grow roots. Remember, for anything to happen, just like this plant, you have to grow roots. You can see the mtaro behind me. That's what I was talking about. We have a lot of running water in this compound, and I think it's because of some is being contributed by the house, because the house has a roof, but it does not have gutters. So I think unaona kaa hiyo mtaro, it almost carried the tree tomato and this hibiscus plant. So I think that was yes, aya mwache kuumizana, sawa. Yeah, so I have kids, so I have to, and I have a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old. I have to keep on dealing with them. So sorry for that. If you have kids, you understand. So you see the mtaro, I was talking about the mtaro behind me. That is the one causing all this. So I was talking about the run of water on the ground. So the compound has a lot of water, and I'm really hoping and praying that before the next rains come, I'll have solved the solution, the problem. You see, even the next plant upon cherry guava pia most plant actually zilifunikwa by the water. Before I planted grass, hiyo maji ilikuwa ina flow everywhere in the compound, and I think that what caused so as I was saying, like miti mingi zilifunikwa na hiyo maji, like this cherry guava. Oh my god, hii hata it has survived, as I saying, survival at its best. So yeah, that's what I have to do, kuzifungulia nizitoe hizo mchanga, add some manure, and then I add some water. So I think I'll tell you something. You see, where I am in life right now, I've not achieved a lot, but I've achieved at least something. Some people of my age have not been able to achieve. And there have been seasons in my own life when I felt stuck. You feel like you're not moving forward. And I think that's what the thing that made me start building and developing this compound, because I felt stuck. When I am in Nairobi, everything moves very fast. I wouldn't say very fast, but slowly, but you are stuck there. You wake up, work, pay bills, and all that. And I felt like I'm stuck in this life. There is nothing happening in my life. You feel like you are not investing in anything. You are not doing anything significant with your life. You are just there, wake up, work, eat. And then I felt like I need to start doing something. I need to start improving my life. I felt like things weren't moving the way I wanted, and I started questioning whether my efforts were making any difference. Because tell me why I'm working and I'm not seeing the results of my work. I just felt like you can't give up. You felt like giving up. Your life is not growing. I don't know whether you get me. Unaona maisha yako hakuna mahali inaenda, iko stuck for years hapo, hauoni any development. And I felt that, as I was saying, I need to start having my roots. Before even you even see the leaves, I will have roots, and that's why I decided to start building. And I can say that has worked the most, because every day I see something new to develop in this compound. Every day I see new things to do, and I think for me that's growth. At least I'm doing something with my life instead of just being stuck in one thing. And sometimes the most important work happens underground where nobody can see it, and that's the most powerful thing. Your plans happening underground when nobody can see them. Maybe you are in that season right now. I want to encourage any of you, young people, old people, you might be in that season where you feel stuck. You only have to do one thing. Take just one step. And maybe you also see that you're hardworking and you are not seeing progress, and all you see is just some little progress. And I'll tell you is that you keep going, and I remind you, not all growth is visible immediately. As we said, growth is not visible immediately. You have to have some roots. You feed yourself, you grow stronger with those roots, and then you start seeing the fruits. So I would say, please, if you feel stuck, just take just a small step forward, and I think most of you will find meaning in what they are doing. And as I continue feeding them, this is an apple tree actually. Sasa kaka apple tree kamekuwa na madharau, kana meanga, kana mwaga matawi. I don't know. I think if you have an experience with apple trees, this is my first apple trees that I've planted in my life, and I feel as if it's either I'm not doing a lot or giving them what they need, but how does it grow and then inamwaga matawi? I don't get it. If you have any experience with them, as you can see, I was showing my husband, kuna hapo kwenye kamemea kalikuwa kametoa leaves just the other week, and then zimeanguka leo. So if you have any recommendations on apple trees, pia hizo zinanisumbua sana, you can just give recommendation in the comment section, or tell me what I can do so that I think I can see result. At least I can see something showing up. I can see the fruits. I will say that I can see the fruits, and nijue tu what to do about them, because sijui what I'm doing wrong about hii apple tree, but at least naona inaendelea vizuri. So on the other end, this is the most fruitful thing I've seen in this compound. This is a thorn melon, and I'm telling you, thorn melon, I had one thorn melon yenye ilikuwa kwa the fence. I think I showed you on my video if you have been keeping up on my video. And then I have this one. So how did this thorn melon appear here? We were watering the grass and then we started eating thorn melons zilikuwa kwa ukuta, and then my son, I have a 3-year-old son, akuweza kukula yote, akarusha hiyo ganda yake hapo, and it had some seeds. Guess what? Weeks, I don't even know, a week ilisha, ndio hii thorn melon ilimea, and you can see it has a lot of fruits. You see where I'm standing, nilicount more than 50 hapo tu kwa nimesimama. It has a lot, zingine zinamea and all that. And then the apple tree, unajua alirusha, nilimwambia arushe kwa hiyo apple tree. I thought it would rot and then it will act like manure. You see that apple tree hapo, kamezungukwa nayo, kananyongwa. So I was just looking at them and I was like, wow, this will feed us. This will be a lot of thorn melon. I think I'll have to give them away after they grow. So if you think you need thorn melons, ikigrow naweza kutumia 2-3 from from my garden, and they are so sweet by the way. So I was thinking of how to put manure on that apple tree. The more hiyo thorn melon stem yake pia imeshikana na hiyo apple tree. So I was thinking, do I dig? Because if I dig it, you see the way it has a lot of melons and it's so healthy. Na sijaweka manure, remember, it just grew by itself. So I was thinking, should I dig? Unaona kapo tree kamenyongewa hapo katikati, and it hit me, if I dig it itakuwa affected. So what I had to do, because when you water it maji haisongi, you see I was showing my husband venye iko kako katikati ya thorn melon. So we later decided, I think, juu tukimwagia maji it's not flowing. That's what I want to mean. It's not flowing. So we decided, I think the best thing is we just put manure, and then when the thorn melon, I keep it calling watermelon. So that was my husband passing me the manure. After the thorn melon imetoka hapo, I think that's when we will start dealing with the apple, tuichimbie shimo and all that. So tuliamua tu tuimwagie manure juu. I don't know, I think it will work. When we water it, your manure itasink ndani or something. So we decided to feed it more, ndio pia the thorn melon if you want the fruits pia situifeed at least kidogo, and ndio tuone ama it will give us more fruits and all that. So that is what we decided to do with it. Ndio hatukuwa tunataka kuaffect the thorn melon itself. Nilirealize if ni kuchimba shimbo itabidi tutoe the thorn melon some parts, and because the stem is there it might dry. So tuliamua tu kuifeed ikiwa hivyo, and then we will deal with it after thorn melon imetoka. But you can see the apple fruit kako sawa, si kama kale kengine. You see this one is working, this one is growing. The other one I don't know, the one that keeps on falling from tree leaves, ni kama inaangusha matawi zake. Sijui what's the problem with that. That's why I'm saying I'm not getting these apple trees. Zingine zina survive and others hazifanyi vizuri. So hiyo ilibidi tumwagie juu and all that. This work is not easy. You can see the thorn melon imetamba hapo kote and inaenda kwa nyasi. Yani it's so amazing that, and hata siku nafikiria hii thorn melon inaweza mea chini. And I think the most difficult part will be harvesting those thorn melons, because harvest thorn melons when they are chini zimefunikwa na matawi, I don't think it's easy. And remember the plant is iko na hizo, what did you used to call them, tu vitu twa kudunga, like the ones in the Napier grass, though not if I remember it I'll tell you, but in our language you call it Rwamba. I don't know the English name for that. It's disappearing. In a place we call it Rwamba. It's also in the Napier grass. It has those. So harvesting those ones will be not easy. And you can see I have another apple tree doing so good. And unaona hiyo mguu yangu iko kwa shimo. As I said, a lot of water was running in this compound. And I think I can share some of the lessons that I've learned while gardening. And after spending so much time gardening, I think lesson number 1 that I would share is growth takes time. And before I talk about growth takes time, unaona that apple roots ziko juu, that's why naifunika. So lesson number 1, growth takes time. As I was saying, you plant and every day you track the progress, and you see as if hakuna kitu inamea, but that's why it takes months to see progress. It might take even more months to see the first fruit. That's also in life. Growth takes time. And I think the lesson number 2 that gardening has taught me is consistency. Consistency beats motivation. I know this will sound funny, but you have to be consistent. You don't even need to be motivated. Just be consistent, because for me, I think if I was consistent in taking care of this plant, size ingekuwa so big, because it's like after zilifuniko and all that, I abandoned them. It's like I never cared. So I think I had to be consistent, feed them every now and then, water them deeply. I've recently learned that plant need to be watered deeply. And another thing I've learned that they need to be watered in the morning. Most people water plant in the evening, but they need to be watered in the morning, so that your maji ingie ndani, and so that they can take time to dry the leaves and all that, the roots cannot be clogged. So that's another thing. And you need consistent, because you'll not always be motivated. Imagine growing something and you don't see it grow, like this apple tree. Sionangi ikichange, but of late I've seen it at least inakuwa refu. That's why I decided, wow, now let me take care of this. So imagine sikuwa na hiyo motivation inaendanga. You see as if unafanya zero work, unashinda you water them, nothing is working and all that. So just be consistent. And if you keep showing up for your plants and everything you are doing, I think progress will come. You will see progress, you will see the growth, you will see your plans work, and you will see that everything you are planning in life will come to work. And lesson number 3, is it number 3? I think that's a pomegranate plant. This is it's surviving. It's the best survivor in this compound. It's so good. So I think I was in lesson number 3. Lesson number 3, every season has a purpose. And it's like just gardening. Every season have a purpose. There is a season for planting. You can't just plant any season. There is a season for waiting. You plant, you wait. It's like you plant, then you wait, then you harvest, you first sing, and you start seeing your first fruit and all that. You have to be wait, because all that seasons matter. You can't expect to have fruits when you have not planted anything. You can't expect to have fruits where you have not done anything in your plant. So all the season matter, whether it's for planting, for waiting, or for harvesting. You have to wait. You have to apply them in life. And lesson number 4 is don't compare your garden to someone else. Different plants grow at different speeds. Again, you do not compare your garden. And applying that in life, you don't compare your life with other people. Some people may be ahead of you, some people may be behind you. Do not compare your life, your plans, your steps with other people, because as different plants grow in different speed, even in life, everybody has their own speed. Move with your own speed. Stop comparing your journey with other people's journey. Move at your own pace, and that I think will be the best thing that will happen in your life. And I think if you just put all this in mind, everything will work the way it's supposed to be. And the remaining manure I added it in my onions. You remember the terere that used to feed us? I just cut it so that it can regrow again. Ndio iko hapo kando. So I just did that. Nikazimwagia zote, even the dania, and so that at least I can feed them some. They can get the nutrients that they need so that they can be better. And I think this video has taught me again. And by the way, if you have ever started something, remember this channel, I started it to encourage people growth and all that. So if you have ever started something that took longer than you expected to succeed, let me know it in the comment. What was it you started and it took longer to succeed? Was it a business? Is it a career? It can be either a relationship. It can be also a personal goal. I think I would love to hear your story, because I think many of us are learning the same lesson. Good things take time. We are all on the same journey. It's the way we always tunafika hapo at different time. Sisi wote we are the same journey. The time is the only different. Kila mtu akona time yake, kila mtu akona pace yake. I think I would love to hear your journey, and maybe something that can encourage people out there, something you started, it took time and all that. And say the solution when life feels slow, because everybody has that moment when your life feels slow, is just like plant. Keep planting, keep watering, keep learning. You keep showing up, and even when nobody is clapping at you, sometimes even the progress feels invisible to other people and to you. Even when you are attempting to quit, please don't. And because success is often just consistency that lasted longer than doubt. And afterward, taking care of the plants and all that, now I just have to water them. You can't put manure and then you don't water the plant. I think this was the most exciting part of this whole video. It's just watering, nilikuwa nimeacha all that. You can see the way I was happy nikienda kuwater and all that. So I think everything will just work out for the best. Everything works out. So just keep on doing what you do best. And I say just keep working on your plan. As I finish working in the garden today, everything may look simple, but I have some new plants, some fresh manure, and a little more care. It's just nothing dramatic, but that's the beauty of growth. It's usually quiet and usually ordinary. Growth is ordinary, and growth happens when nobody is paying attention. Just like the plants, you plant them, nobody is paying attention. At night in the morning, you find a new leaf. And the future harvest is being built today through small action. So just put that action, plant that one seed, take that step, wake up one day, take a step, plant that seed, and just make one decision at a time. You can see the way I'm happy watering. So the next time you feel discouraged because your life isn't moving as fast as you'd be, just remember this garden. Yeah, remember my garden. Every tree was once more, and every success starts unseen. And maybe the chapter you are living right now isn't your harvest season. Your harvest season will come, and maybe it's your planting season. Remember, as I said, there are different seasons, and if that's true, don't give up, because the things you are working on today might become the blessing you are grateful for tomorrow. Thank you for spending this time with me. Take care of your dreams the same way you take care of your garden. I'll see you in my next video.